park behind us is bustling with life.
Indeed.
Yeah. So what do you guys say we just get started?
Cool.
Yeah,
All right. Hey everybody, welcome back to. Jakey Pod. We're here today in the city of brotherly love with two brothers who are in love.
Is that where you did the cheeky intro music?
Yeah, this is the intro music just cut in. Now
Oh my God.
it's playing in the background
How
while
long have you
we're.
been sitting on that line? That was really good.
I've done for months. I'm sitting here with my second and third favorite Gibson brothers.
Yeah, Lord.
Shout out Calvin.
Yeah. Do you want to know who my first one is?
Who's that?
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah, Mel. Lethal Weapon, Mad Max.
Sure.
Certain
I
comments.
like his work away from
Better person off screen, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I love the guy. I love everything about
His
him.
repertoire.
No, nothing negative to say.
10 out of 10. If there could be more than
Old
10.
Uncle Mel.
Oh, Mel.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know, it was something I was thinking about because I didn't know what we were gonna. I didn't really have much. I was like calling Shawnee. I'm like, what are we gonna talk about with the Gibsons today? And I was thinking about, you know, what's my favorite? One of my favorite Gibson bits of all time is when I'm calling you guys up on stage one after another, and I make a joke about you guys being gay with each other.
That's more fun for us, actually. That's good.
Those are. I feel like that's been kind of my wheelhouse move for months now.
Yeah.
For years now, I think.
Uh-huh.
Like what was
Happy Pride.
Yeah, Happy Pride.
There you go.
Like, what was one of the ones I feel like I would say, whose dong is bigger, who has a bigger
Yeah,
dong?
that's a popular one.
It's on everyone's mind.
If you guys, it is on everybody's mind. If you guys were gay, who would be on top?
Gay and incestual.
I like how you said
Yeah,
everyone, but you're the only one that does this.
I also have to like kind of make sure that like a random guy doesn't just grab it and run.
I was thinking about that. Someone-
I do have to. I would have to just.
Yeah.
You know what really is only
I thought
stopping
you
me?
were looking after a coworker.
Oh, Joanne.
Yeah, I'm talking about dongs in the street. Okay, just keep walking.
Sorry, I have to go do my incel podcast with my two buddies here.
Yeah, there's two brothers on the
I didn't need it. By the way, it's so rude of me, but I'm like, this isn't Campbell and Charlie. I was like, these are some boys. Honestly, you don't need to know her. She doesn't need to know you.
No, she's not waiting for that. Yeah.
Joanne? That was her name?
Joanne.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart. She's a
Bring her over.
sweetheart.
Fan of the podcast.
I have her on. You know, honestly, I'm probably, and this is like, I don't think she listens. I'm just going to be a little insecure here. I think I'm like her least favorite coworker. I think.
It was a cold reception we got there.
That was cold, you think?
I felt tension.
Okay, good, because
Yeah,
I'm glad you're verifying, because I feel like me
Yeah.
and her have got nice outside interactions, and then at work, I'm like, oh, this lady hates me.
And as soon as you said these are my buddies, she shifted the coldness to us
Yeah.
too.
She
She's really
felt like,
that's pretty bad.
Whatever
Well,
you
I'm
found
glad.
out.
Do you feel like you earned it?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think she just doesn't like the cut of my jib. I don't know.
Do you want to get her on the
sometimes
pod?
I feel like should just get her on to clear the air. No.
Joanne! Oh, Joanne!
I feel like she's just one of the people that if she found out, you'd be like, oh, Jake has a podcast too. She'd be like, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, wow, you can hear that guy talk for free? That's great. Yeah.
And he's got a podcast.
Yeah, we sure do. And we're out here in South Philly. You know, what was I going to say? I don't really know what to talk about. What
Is
are we?
that a list of questions you got?
Yeah, I kind of thought of some
Talk
stuff
about
today.
the great Sean O'Shaughnessy.
Oh yeah, the great Shawnee boy. What about him? I mean, well, so I was talking to you guys about before this, and this is the episode that's going to come out before you, which is the hooker vacation.
Okay.
So
Yes.
Sean wants to take
Sean, family
himself,
vacation.
his disabled father, 8 of their closest family friends, and go spend like 50 grand on Colombian hookers.
Sure.
Or
You're
hookers in
describing every
Colombia.
Gibson vacation. Our grandpa does that.
Well, that's what I said. It's mainly supposed to be about family, about
Yeah.
instilling
Yeah.
family. It's basically like a Fast and Furious movie wrapped them into one.
Right.
And there's gonna be like a lot of background. I feel like it's just gonna develop. And so Sean, I kept being like, this is a funny joke, this is a funny idea, and he's like, no, I'm being serious. This is a serious idea.
It happens to be funny. It's just, it is serious.
It is a serious idea.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't you think that the family values are gonna go out the window once all the coke and hookers get involved? You know.
Yeah.
Well, you tell me. You guys tell me. What would you?
He's going to Colombia.
I find that
Yeah,
mesh
He'll
nicely.
be fun. It's very Catholic.
Yeah, you guys wanna-
So he'll be fun.
I mean, well, that's what coke is just not really a family drug. Have you guys ever done coke together?
Not together, no.
It doesn't feel like a
Don't
family
separate
drug,
No,
right?
it's,
Like,
yeah.
You might puff on some grass with a sibling. That's not weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But because I smoked weed with my sister. But if you ever doing blow with your sister, that's just like, that's
Too
incestuous
much.
immediately.
Too
Now,
much.
we're putting a foot into incest immediately.
Down, Charlie Brown.
Going down that road.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, and this is kind of how I imagine it too. Is like we're all having a family time,
Yeah.
and then we're like, well, let's do a little family blow.
Yeah.
And then like one of you guys would be like, oh, I need to go get my dick sucked right now. You know what I mean? Like,
Don't you have a sister?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I would never do
Would
coke with her.
Nothing nefarious.
Would never do coke. We
Good
smoke
for
weed
you.
together. I would
Yeah.
never do blow.
Very nefarious.
That's nefarious.
Right, it just feels dirty. You would never
Yeah.
do drugs like that with your sister. That's great. You guys have siblings, right? How many other Gibsons are you in the
Why
Gibson
don't you not
clan?
fucking worry about it?
That's like all I had planned. That's literally all I had planned was
Tell me
juice.
about your mom.
We're
Tell
2-6.
me about your dad.
Here's my
Let's run through
questions
some
in order.
questions. Yeah,
What do you
okay.
guys think about the war in the Middle East
Should
right
we
now?
answer
Pretty
them
good
real
so
quick?
far.
Like what's going on? Check.
It's good.
What sandwiches would you order from a deli?
You know what's crazy is how many times people ask you your opinion. Like they'll say like, how about this in their set, and you find yourself just clapping for it.
Yeah.
It's
You're
like,
like,
hell yeah.
I like it.
I just like clapping.
I'm encouraging.
Yeah.
Continue.
But yeah, seriously,
What
the
do
war
we
in the
get from
Middle
the
East.
deli?
Yeah.
I like
Let's delve into this.
saying
Yeah.
pastrami.
Is that no? I want the genuinely. I take the
I'll be
two
honest,
Gibsons.
I don't really know what pastrami is.
No,
Is it just a type
I
of
like
roast
the
beef?
word.
I think it's like Jewish beef.
Okay.
Oh.
You know, pastrami? Yeah,
That's
it's
what I
like
feel about
pink
noodles.
beef. It's like
Okay.
the seasoning on the beef.
I went to that cat's place and ordered corned beef, and I didn't know what it was. I was like, this is actually terrible.
I mean, you didn't know corned beef.
You didn't?
You didn't know. Well, I
Jesus
found out
Christ.
they give you like 10 pounds of it.
Oh,
Like, this
Lord.
is actually really bad.
Wait,
Yeah,
corned beef's good. You don't like corned beef? That's
I
that's
don't
perfect.
know.
fairly standard. Yeah.
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 Okay, so that's my serious question. Like, I feel like I know you guys. We're brothers in arms.
Yeah.
You guys are my brothers too. We're all Gibson brothers
We're
in
all
comedy.
Yeah.
But you guys,
They're all in.
you guys are my comedy comrades. But I don't know any details about you. So if
Yeah.
I'm taking you guys to a deli, anything on the menu,
Yeah.
what are you
This
getting?
is real gotcha journalism right here, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude,
Alright.
just give me your answers like
Deli
nobody's
soup.
watching.
Okay.
Probably Italian. I'm
You're
boring
gay.
as
Bad
hell.
answer.
I haven't
Not
been to a
Italian,
deli in
okay.
years. Yeah.
I'm glad Charlie went first.
I already said pastrami. I came out strong.
That's to say, not your joke answer. What's your really plain
Yeah.
boy? And you,
Wait, give us like what would you go?
I had
What's a real straight
earlier.
answer?
I went to Cosme's Deli down the street, and
Yeah.
I got a chicken bacon avocado,
Uh,
a little lettuce, no tomato. That's
Yeah.
what I got on it.
On a long roll?
On a hoagie.
On a hoagie?
That's my hoagie of today.
Okay. Chicken
if
bacon
I'm going
avocado.
out to eat something, it's almost always pizza.
Pizza.
So I haven't been. Yeah.
You're like a Ninja Turtle, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. But so your answer
Absolutely.
is would not go to a deli.
I can't remember the last time I went
Would
to
you?
a deli.
Would you get a turkey sandwich?
I would eat
Would you
whatever,
get
yeah.
A bacon, egg, and
Yeah.
cheese.
Sure.
Get some
BLT.
turkey. Yeah, BLT sometimes good.
Okay.
BLT, I feel like
It's
there's
not
something
spicy.
missing. They need one more letter in BLT.
What,
You know what I
want to
mean?
add?
Like a T. You need a T.
I
LGBT.
Turkey. BLT.
So-
wait, what did I say? Turkey T. So you need two T's.
You need two.
this
Teenage Mutant
big
Ninja
big.
Turtles.
I'm gonna make this into like a Philadelphia. I'm trying to rebrand, by the way.
Yeah.
This is gonna be
Skip
like
to the
a
sandwich podcast.
Philadelphia like foodie pod.
Alright.
This is gonna become like a foodie pod. I became like
Yeah.
a foodie this past month. So foodie recommendation, you and everybody else listening. Fresh to go on South Street. If you go take 4th straight down to South,
Okay.
find a deli on South Street called Fresh to Go.
Is it new?
Okay.
Not now. I don't know how long it's
I'm
been
gonna
there.
break my deli streak.
Yeah, break your streak.
Alright.
Well, so they sell a salmon BLT there,
Okay.
and it's a BLT with big chunks of delicious salmon on it, and that's the
Oh.
best thing on the
That's
menu.
adventurous.
Freshly caught?
Alright.
Yeah, what'd you say?
Freshly caught salmon?
It feels like fresh salmon.
Wild salmon?
It
Okay.
feels like for your buck you're getting like a ton of salmon
Yeah.
on the sandwich.
Dang. All right.
So, but also they have everything on the menu. So I would say get the salmon BLT if you can.
Fresh to go. Is that what it's
Wow,
called?
look at the difference between these two dog sizes.
You kinda won't pick it.
I haven't seen a Beethoven dog in person in quite a minute.
Thanks, man.
Lord, I keep hitting that thing.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. This is going to be like a cacophony of noise. This is experimental, guys.
Yeah.
You understand.
This is avant-garde, groundbreaking.
Yeah, it is. I think so.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is everything recording okay? It seems to be. It seems to be.
Yeah, well,
This
just a
is
minute.
solid gold. I don't even know. I feel like we're breaking the Gibson family wine open. Here's a question.
Yeah.
War in the Middle East, solved it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Deli order, nailed it.
Uh-huh.
Juicy family stories. Any Gibson lore?
When we were growing up, our dad would make up a oldest brother, Clifford, and he would tell us like, Clifford used to talk back too. You know, it had a running gag where he killed his
okay.
own son.
That's a juicy goal.
Yeah, that was a juicy.
Yeah.
That's
Is
a
that
fun
as good
one.
As, is that
Yeah.
as good as Sean's?
Which Sean's?
going to Columbia or whatever.
Yeah.
That is a good story.
Well, that's yet to happen. That's backup lore.
Yeah.
That's to happen lore. I mean, like, so you had like that was like the common family mythology.
Yeah,
was,
there's that dad
Cliff
killed
was the
your
older brother.
and would
got
do
killed.
it again to
And
you.
he would do it again easily.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, that's fine.
It sounds like you just got a beautiful slice of Americana in the Gibson household.
Picturesque, dude.
Sounds like a damn
you got
sitcom.
2 kids and a what's that?
Yeah, what do you got for your
Juicy?
family? Yeah, juicy.
I don't know. Let's talk about your shirt. What's going on
Okay,
with your shirt? Take us through it.
this is me now, baby.
Yeah.
This is me now. You know, should I wear this to Raven Lounge
They're
tomorrow?
pure gold, yeah.
I seem to wear, yeah.
Are you
at
supposed
that.
to recognize the young ladies
Many
there?
people have asked that. I don't know who they are.
Okay. Have you given them names then?
This is Beatrice.
Beatrice?
This is Sarah.
Strange.
This is Sarah. Look,
Right on those big Lipinski
I
nipples.
can make them kiss too.
You gotta put that more rating on this.
Yeah, I mean, so we were talking about this. This is kind of only. So I bought this at a thrift store this past weekend. It was kind of like a bold shirt choice for me, and I was thinking like, oh, this is me now. I'm gonna wear this all the time.
Yeah.
And then,
Is this your first time wearing it? No, you weren't before?
it's kind of like an in the house
Dabbled
shirt.
it in?
So
Yeah.
far, I'm trying to wear it out.
Not typically a walk through the park.
I wore it in the park earlier. I wore it to the deli earlier to get my sandwich. Got a lot of looks.
Yeah.
It's honestly, and that's what I'm saying. If I wear this to Raven Lounge, I think I'm gonna get so much attention it kills me.
Yeah, that's
Everyone's
true.
gonna be, who's this guy? Who's this wild card? I
You'll be
bet
like,
this guy's a
pay
lot.
attention to what I'm saying, not what I'm wearing.
And how am I supposed to live up to this
My
shirt?
jokes are up here, yeah.
My jokes are up here, exactly.
That's tough,
You're gonna be
man.
like, what? This guy's talking about limes? Talking about Asian women, you know?
Yeah.
Do you have any Asian women jokes?
I feel like you must.
Some. They are
Catalog?
unsavory.
Yeah.
They are.
Damn, usually.
Have you guys? I feel like I always assume everyone's heard all my current open mic jokes, but I was talking about it the other night like I was hot shit, and everyone's
I
like,
didn't
I
know
don't
the
even know what
iguana
you're talking about.
What's
You
the
don't know
one?
what?
I didn't know the iguana one.
Oh, that's
Yeah, with the
old.
Doritos?
That's old. Well, actually, that was kind of brings me into what I wanted to talk to you about you two guys.
Okay.
Because you two, the Gibson brothers, you guys might be the 2 most prolific joke writers in the scene.
Oh.
In terms of jokes per. I don't know. I was thinking that today. How many jokes do you think you have? Both of
Willing
you
to
collectively?
swing and miss a lot.
17, 18 range.
No, but like
Yeah.
I've known you guys for like 2 years,
Uh-huh.
and you both write a lot of jokes. Totally separate kinds of jokes.
Uh-huh.
Campbell writes a lot of Campbell jokes. Charlie writes a ton of Charlie jokes.
It'll be weird if we
That's
did the
not
other
a
way.
fun connotation.
No, Charlie jokes are Charlie, and Campbell jokes are Campbell jokes, and they are not similar. And,
No.
I've heard people try to compare you two, and I say you can't compare.
No, you can't do it.
Even though they have the same initials and the same last name, you cannot compare their comedy.
So it's not always helpful to be caught up as brothers in shows, you know? It's like, it's going to be the same thing.
Well, and
Doesn't matter.
there's similarities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see the
This
old
is a Venn
the old
diagram.
cliff that you guys ate in the room. But yeah, like I was thinking, like you guys have written like 15 jokes in open mic a week for like a year, and
Yeah.
they're just gone.
Yeah.
They're just gone to the wind. I wanted to say,
Thank
like,
God, yeah.
what do you guys have? No, I think you should re-pull them back. I feel like you guys probably have like 1,500 jokes.
I'd rather
that you're just sitting
undertell
on.
a joke than overtell it, you know? I don't know.
Well, I tend to agree with you, but I was doing this the other night. I was saying, oh, everybody's heard the lime stuff, and they're like, what are you
It's a new
talking
one,
about? That is new. It is new.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a good one, I think.
Oh, I love it.
I recall.
Oh, I love it. I'm gonna do it tonight. I'm gonna dazzle everybody tonight with
Little
it.
sneak peek.
Well, so speaking of Asian jokes, I have.
Just the recording.
Well, I kind of went on this like prolific joke writing spree these past few months,
Yeah,
or
you
not
came
not
out
few
with,
months.
like, yeah.
I'm a month off alcohol.
Yeah.
Today I'm back
You think
technically.
that opened you up?
It did open me up. I was taking mushrooms instead.
Yeah.
And the mushrooms opened me up. It wasn't the sobriety. It was
Yeah.
more drugs.
Uh-huh.
But it like
Indiana
woke
joke
it.
switch right there.
It opened up my brain. I swear to God, I was having like next level joke thoughts from the microdosing.
There you go, man. All right.
And some of those next level jokes were kind of racist. And I wrote this really funny.
That's another level. Another
Finally got to
level,
know
yeah.
Jake, and you're like, oh, all right.
I wrote kind of like a racist Asian joke,
Okay.
and it might be my new closer, or I should never.
I can do it wearing the shirt.
Do you want me to like? Actually, okay. This is gonna get cut out of the pot. I'll just
All right.
do the joke for you guys right now to even it out and to make it fair.
What's offensive about that joke?
I'm not a big censor comedy guy. I like people to speak their truth, but if somebody said that joke's offensive, that joke's racist, I would say you have a point. You have a fair point. There's nothing I can say.
That one knocks out of the park.
It's not hateful though. I don't know. It's just silly.
Not
It's
hateful.
dumb.
Somebody, you know how I feel like everyone's giving Kyle Regan the pass to say stuff. Kyle Regan has the pass. I feel like somebody gave that to me this week. Somebody was like, "It's fucked up, but I just feel like you can say it."
Yeah.
And I was like, "I'm taking it."
Yeah. Can I get this in writing?
Well, also, we're moving tonight. I'm hosting the Raven Lounge.
Right.
Yeah.
It's my first time hosting the Raven Lounge, and it's been like a hot few weeks at the Raven Lounge. Have you guys been?
Like physically.
Yeah.
Physically hot.
Yeah,
Now the
yeah.
comedy's been rough.
It's been a couple weeks.
It's been packed too. Yeah.
But I go up there every week, and I'm like, I'm gonna just work on my fun wordplay jokes. I have like a fun couple silly pun jokes I want to try, and then you're like, nothing. Time for races. And then every week I've just been doing this Asian homophobe joke, and it gets a response from the sleepy, even the sleepy crowd. They love when you pull out the whole eyeballs. They love that.
It's tough to know what to do.
Good thing you cut out the joke.
Well, yeah.
Now no one will know where you're going with it.
Yeah, I just cut out the joke attack.
Temples, I
Dog,
guess.
me and Campbell, we were having a good ripperoonie session.
Were we?
Yeah, outside of fucking
yesterday.
Brownies.
2 days ago?
Yeah, we were hanging out at Brownies, and we were talking about all the different names of this. Basically, I kind of retold a version of that on stage at 2 Street last night, and that was the worst thing I've ever said, ever, either.
What were we chit-chatting about again?
I'm going
for
to
a
cut this out, too. As I was saying, like, wasn't it, Black History Month is, like, somber, and Women's History Month sucks, and the Pride Month is, like, fun. And then I was like, and spooky season is October, evidently. And then Campbell's like, what the fuck, dude? Don't say that. I didn't say that. Well, now it's cut back. I thought you added that. That was your addition to the joke.
No, I know.
I thought that was your part.
No, it must have been somebody else.
I swear to God,
Why
that was
don't
you.
you want credit for
You're
that?
like, spooky.
There's only so many times you can cut in like a
And
1 hour long podcast.
I said
before it's
that. No, we've only made 2 cuts.
No, I mean before it's like, God, what do they get up to when the
That's how you keep the people listening, I found. That's how you keep them listening. You got to
Awkward
talk about
cuts.
stuff
Yeah.
that people want. They're going to go, what was that?
You gotta pay for Patreon,
Oh, this is the Patreon episode. Go,
Campbell did say that.
subscribe to the Patreon. You can hear that racist Asian joke and what Campbell just said. It was.
Stands by it.
I love it also in the pod. People don't like to edit their podcast. I love a good edit in the podcast. I love a good cut and then just laughter.
Yeah, your trailers are wild.
The trailers are
They're
wild.
very artsy. Is that
Well,
the right way to say it?
I try.
Yeah.
I try.
I was like, what the hell is going on?
I mean, we've had that one, Hispanic woman walk through the pod like 18 times.
Taking a loop.
She's working
I
out.
feel like I'm on the
You
Truman
mosey
Show.
around with this guy a lot?
Yeah, yes.
don't know.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
I guess. I've never done it. I've never done this before. I've never done. The real dream. I'm just a little nervous. Would be because I don't have the audio set up. I'll bring you guys back on. Obviously, you guys are my comrades in comedy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of course, I'll have you back on. But I want to basically have the microphones here, and then the camera like way over there.
Ooh.
So we'll just be like tiny,
I like
far
that.
away.
Let's do a drone in the sky.
Drone pod.
Yeah.
I really want to change the game, man.
Okay. Watch out, podcast.
Watch
is that
out.
your drone for the for
That
those
was
Philly?
that was George Mills' drone.
Oh yeah.
George
that's
Mill
cool.
used his drone. Oh, drones are cool.
Drones are cool, man.
I would get a
Creepy
drone.
and cool.
I can see
Creepy
with
and
the drone.
cool.
Wearing that shirt with a
This
drone.
guy.
Oh yeah, how would you? I mean, we're pretty far into the pod, so I don't know. But
How long do you usually run?
like a half hour.
Half
Like
hour?
a nice half hour. I don't know how
With all
long
the
we've
cuts?
run. With all the
Give me like
cuts.
5 minutes with all the cuts.
Maybe 5 minutes reduced with cuts. But I mean, like, if you had a drone, how would you not do creepy stuff with it? You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't the power
It's too
just go to
easy.
your head immediately?
The
You
guy
know?
who invented it definitely was up to something.
Someone is. There's got to be laws.
My neighbor's fence is too tall. What are you doing over there?
Or just you're like, oh, I'm just gonna do a little night droning. I love night droning. And
Yeah.
like, oh, what's that?
Uh-oh.
Whoopsie.
I'm over a swimming pool.
Have you
once
guys
you're
ever you guys are perverts. You guys ever peeping Tom? Did you ever peep Tom?
Nah.
You never had the opportunity.
Never had the
to?
moxie.
I never had the moxie nor the opportunity.
Yeah.
But
I like to peep on Toms,
one time,
yeah.
one time,
Very
well, you don't like.
meta.
When I was studying abroad in Thailand, I was sitting on my roof meditating, and I was trying to get zen.
drop that.
And I studied abroad in Thailand, and then I looked at the building across from my building, and I saw a woman's boobies who was changing, and I'm gonna be honest. I
Better
kept
than
looking. I kept looking. Guys.
The guy with that shirt kept looking. That's crazy.
Well, just even after they go, your brain just will always go back to that window because your brain saw movies
Sensory
there.
memory.
So
Jakey spends like 4 hours.
What was the thing about the crows who would go to some spot in Germany where they had a mass beheading or whatever?
Yeah.
I don't know. That was like years and years
something.
ago, but crows still go to some spot.
are you guys history buff heads? You guys history
I
heads?
just like factoids like that.
You're a
I find them-
factoid boy, but you're not like a real like
I don't remember
historical
well.
epic.
I like that fellow Dan Carlin.
I was listening to Carlin today.
Yeah.
That's what got me thinking. I'm like,
The
I
new
bet.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
there's
good.
a new
Man.
one?
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh yeah.
Oh, he
yeah.
cracked up in an oldie but a goodie.
Alexander the Great.
Alexander the Great.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, and he was great.
It's actually about Alexander this time, right?
Well,
Well, he didn't even
Alexander's
get to him. He
leading.
didn't even get classic Carlin fashion. Barely even
Podcasting
scratched.
about
all
podcast,
felt
dude.
great so far.
Yeah, we got to about, we just grew hair on Alexander's balls. That's the end of the
Very nice.
episode.
All right.
Yeah.
As he just hit puberty.
Too old.
Yeah, too old. I do, you know what I was thinking about? Just like
You
that.
into history?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to know, before Jakey's pod, and I try to keep this under wraps. During the pandemic, I bought a bunch of podcasting equipment,
Okay.
recorded a Carlin-esque history
What's
podcast.
the name? Drop it.
It was called History Rhymes. I think it's gone now.
Okay.
And I was going to do the history of drugs.
Okay.
And I was going to do a different drug every episode.
Huh.
And I literally,
Sounds on brand.
I researched, for the entire pandemic, I researched cigarettes. And I released a 5-hour Carlin-esque podcast on the
Yeah.
history of cigarettes.
You must have it somewhere.
It's on my computer somewhere. I uploaded it, and then I think when I started comedy, I took it down because I was like, everyone's going to call me gay when they find out I did a
then they
Carlin
did anyways,
podcast.
and
Yeah.
that's it.
Oh, it's cool. It's about drugs. It's about drugs.
Yeah, it's about drugs. No, I can't.
Did you do that? And he said, quote, and then
I was doing. People were like, "Are you doing a Carlin thing?" I'm like, "That's what I'm doing."
I'm trying
That's,
to,
that's what I am doing.
consciously,
I would do that again, but it was like it was like Carlin with a twist. Like, imagine if Carlin was like a gay nerd.
Yeah.
If he was like a nerdier and gayer and like
All right, if you want to do some history stuff, dude, we can basically just do the hardcore history after the episodes come out.
that would be
We'll
fun.
just recreate it.
Oh yeah, we could just do retard history. It's like hardcore history.
major things wrong. And he was like, yeah.
Well, I'm a big history buff, and I'm a big Alexander history buff. He's one of my favorite guys.
The big ones.
Was
As
he?
far as history goes, he's a big one.
He's fun because he's like Game of Thrones, but in real life.
True.
If you read it,
Life
it's got all the.
imitates.
Well, this is like what I like this is what was really hooking me about this Carlin episode. You know how you listen to a history pod and it starts making you think about nowadays. And I was thinking about sexuality and being gay, and how in ancient Greece they was just like cool, right? And now, no, you're like waiting for the point. There is no point, Charlie. You gotta take it down. I was just thinking about like it was like King Philip II, masculine man. You know what I mean? Warlord King. What's up, guys? Warlord King. You know, rapes and pillages, just steals territory. King of all, fights at the front lines. Has a few boyfriends. You know, likes girls
Couple
too.
fellas, yeah.
Likes girls too. Hot babe, many wives, a couple boyfriends. You know what I mean? And he's like, that's what I like. That's what. And did you listen to this? I just listened to it before you guys came over.
A couple days ago.
How the king ended up getting killed in the end was his like gay boyfriend got jealous.
Illicit lover.
Yeah.
Is this true? What?
There's conspiracies about it.
Conspiracy. It was either his wife,
King Philip.
Yeah.
and I just think that's so funny that like
He basically ditched this one guy for a younger guy, and then the other guy was like,
just like kind of a classic gay drama, you know.
And they just stabbed him.
You ditch your old boyfriend for the new boyfriend, and I think there was some rumors involved. You were like, you know, Jimmy's a slut, and like yeah, Jimmy's a slut, and then he got his
They shamed him.
Shane got that shit. Well, and then they like this is what was funny. Carlin was being like, well, it's hard to tell because you look in the sources. One source says it's good, some other sources say it's frowned upon. It's kind of hard to tell if it was frowned upon or if it was loved.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe it's a little bit like nowadays.
Yeah.
You know what? You learn a lot about it.
That's the thing. It would be funny to imagine. Like, we don't really frown upon it anymore, but it is like, you know, but come on, who doesn't? But
That's
also,
one of
it's
my
like,
favorite
you know,
jokes. If you do the, you know what? Guys and girls are kind of different.
there's a lot of
But
very
in
similar.
some ways.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically, if you guys lived in Greek times, you think it'd be gay or no?
Give it a spin.
Give it a spin.
In Greek times. Still exists.
I think Greece was a place. What do you think?
Well, I mean, this is a fun historical
I
little
got a
part.
racist Greek joke.
Let's hear it.
It's,
I might know it.
Want to cut it? It's a real Greek tragedy. You are Greek, and that's just the whole joke. And it's,
That's good. Do you want to know one I did in high school during a high school presentation for? I was doing a thing on the country Djibouti.
Okay.
Djibouti, Africa.
Yeah.
And I said, if America was about to invade Djibouti, do you think Greece would help? My history teacher, he thought that was funny. It was fun. But the Greek people, they're such dirty, hairy whores. Do you want to know a fun history? This is my little Carlin history fact.
Yeah.
And
This is a history fact. Okay.
this is a history podcast.
Okay.
This started out as like kind of a foodie
We
comedy
talked about
podcast.
really long, and
Now it's more. We're moving into like a
Stand by
history
the
podcast.
time.
Speaking of Greece, sandwiches.
The evidently, so I had this ex-girlfriend who was like, this is gonna sound weird, but she loved abortion.
Sure.
She was big into abortion. She was so liberal that she
How do
was
you
like,
love
concept
abortion?
or-
she was so liberal that it was like, no, I don't even think it's great. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Right? So she loved abortion. But so in Greece, they were such like a whorish culture. They had this flour that was like the Plan B, the flour. So you could get nutted in, and then you could go out and like pick this flour and then chew on it, and it would like be a Plan B pill, but for a flour.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Just poison.
yeah, I don't know what it was, but it was like, or
There's,
you could make a tea out of it.
Yeah, the Romans had that too.
Well,
and that word became something.
Oh, that's interesting. But either
Yeah,
way,
all
they're
right.
like, where's that plant now? They ate it out of extinction because they're such dirty whores. They literally ate every last one. Which I think, they're like, how can we, where's this magical flower? They're like, they ate all of
Yeah.
it. They killed it in ancient times. And I think that's funny. And that's why I think Greek people are fucking
Those
disgusting.
dirty, promiscuous people.
You guys are Greek, are you?
No, no.
Okay, good,
Deeply
good.
Greek.
No, that's how we can say it. It's like the dodo bird. Just killed it. I remember, you know Bill Bryson?
No, is he a comedian?
No, he does like comedic books that are nonfiction, but they're funny. One's about, I can't remember which one it was, but he's talking about the dodo bird, and it was after it was extinct, and they had like one dodo bird stuffed in a museum and taxidermied, and they just like burned it because they wanted to make room, and like somebody saved a wing, but that's it. That was the last dodo. That was it. Yeah.
They're like, we just don't need it anymore.
All right.
I think. I wonder about the dodo. I wonder about the dodo.
Ponder.
Well, I mean, you guys got to meet my lizard. You guys didn't know. You guys didn't. Well, we were talking about this when you were at the crib. When I first started comedy, I came out the gate with a bunch of disgusting, really vulgar jokes.
And you
About your lizard?
really turned it. Yeah.
One of which was I would do this joke about having sex with my lizard. Well, because like with the lizard, when he opened, I'll do the joke for you. This one I'm not cutting out, by the way. Is like when he leaves his mouth open, it's called gaping, and that means they're happy. And I'm like, gaping, that's when I'm done with them, or something along those lines. Gaping, that's what I do with my lizard. I. So I want to ask
Why'd you cut that
so do
joke?
you guys have any like weird jokes like that you kind of cringe
All
and
sorts of
regret?
weird ones, yeah.
Yeah, what's a joke that you just like regret? Or like
Try
not
to
regret,
do-
but you look back on, you're like, ugh.
Should I do one about how you can? I was judging someone by the color of their skin, and the joke was about how they had jaundice.
Okay.
So that's what I was trying to get at. But it's not a bad joke. But it's like I was way too early to try it. Yeah, thank you.
Keep doing that.
That wasn't based on self-rule.
Yeah, I was like, but that one never. Nobody wants to sit through the setup of I was judging someone by their skin.
Man, that guy sucks at driving.
You heard that? That's a cool car. I hope the mic picked that up.
Oh, that's a fun one. How about you, old Campbell? Do you got a...
No regrets, man.
No
100%,
regrets.
100%. Dude,
Stand by everything I ever
that
said.
was amazing. Little applause. I don't know.
No, there she was walking down the street.
Oh yeah.
That didn't go well.
All right.
Hey, how does it go? How does it go?
You can do it now, but man, we're like a month in. He tried doing there she
Yeah.
was, just walking down the street, singing "Do It."
I did a bit in front of Charlie, and he's like, "That's really good." You
It
gotta do
was
on
funny,
stage."
and then
And I did it,
then
and it's like the worst.
He's like, that was
That's
a-
basically
yeah,
about how like you
Charlie
should be
said it was
concerned by the girl's behavior, like dancing in the street or whatever.
That's why I knew Charlie was trying to sabotage me.
Did you guys see Benny Feldman's video about a subversive comedy or whatever?
I don't know the name.
You don't know Benny Feldman? Oh, you'd love him. He's like the Tourette's comic.
Oh,
Heck
yeah.
Well, he did a bunch of tweets about like fingering rabbits.
You remind me of it. Yeah.
And then a bunch of like autistic people basically had freakouts because they got triggered thinking about a rabbit getting fingered. Because Benny painted this picture of fingering rabbits.
Yeah. Okay.
And then he made this like very long video breaking down like dirty comedy, and it was kind of thought provoking, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
Okay.
Breaking down in terms of like what's crude and what's
just like.
Wait till I hear about your iguana jokes, dude.
Yeah, I was just saying like. Well, he would say like, "Where's the like? Is that you can bring something up for shock value? You can bring something up for shock value to make a point, or sometimes there's a shock value for shock value." And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I only made that lizard rape joke because I was at an open mic in the middle of the night and nobody was listening to me. You know what I mean? You're like, I have to fucking make it say something.
Well, it's also such an absurd joke.
Jarring.
No one's like, is he actually?
Yeah.
So I've like
shirt, they
just
would
stopped
think that,
doing this within the past month where I don't need to take every joke to the 11th level where I'm like, okay, how do I crank it up? Let me make it about raping animals. Everyone goes back to like the worst thing in the world, which would be like incest or raping animals, and it's like that. You don't need to fucking take everything.
Park it at a cool 9.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
Park it like a cool 9. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Or you just don't have to. Like, not
To live an
everybody.
understatement's fun.
Yeah. There's all types of humor.
Oh, you're all right.
Sorry, yeah. He was happy about that.
I do like when comedy's just silly though. You know, it's comedy. They're trying to be as funny as possible. You're not trying to be as funny as possible, and then there's a second thing.
Well, and you guys, yeah. Well, that was the thing. Is he was like, well, you could like make messages in your comedy that have, and I'm like, I don't think I've ever tried to make a point in my comedy ever. In fact, I think particularly when I started, which was like right after the pandemic, I almost had a goal to like reduce, like not make points. Do you know what I mean? Everyone was like, vaccine this and Trump that. I was like, I don't have an opinion on anything. I'm only doing to do jokes about fucking.
I think that stuff only works if you're like really professional comedians know how to actually make jokes out of like their own. But like most people are just like, dude, just go tell a joke. You don't have to like, I don't know, like an open mic. Who are you trying to convince that like whatever?
They just people just also have different style. Like some people like they want to talk about topical stuff. I think here's the line is I think if your opinion is genuinely your opinion, but it's we've all been in an open mic and somebody like brings up politics and you're like, all right, let's hear this talking point regurgitated at me, you know, or do you fall on this side of the talking point or that side? And it's not
That's
really
when I like
that
practicing
original.
my clapping though. They say give it up. I like clapping. It's fun. It's
Yeah,
like
you the bass on that?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like going woo. It's fun. Fuck it. Pretty much whatever you say up there.
Yeah. I love. You know what I love? And tell me if you love this too, because you love your brother, don't you? I love your brother too. You know what I love at Brownies every week when Charlie's making the list and he brings out his dad glasses. And
That's a new addition to his face, dude.
I know Charlie's in list mode because he's got the.
Don't talk to me right
Have
now.
to hit the buttons on Flick's little computer thing. Yeah.
He does that, you know, like an old person does, like, they're trying to do their, he does this.
I like messing with those things.
I didn't know it was cool.
I figured out I could talk in the names, but it doesn't come up very well, like spelled correctly at all.
Oh man.
So we get through all your questions?
I think we did. I think honestly, I talk to you guys all the time. I figured we could. Fans of history. Oh, you know how I like to end every podcast?
No.
Smooch?
No, I haven't listened.
Listen to one.
The kiss on the lips. Only if you're brothers, though.
Full circle. There you go.
So, like, we kind of start off as a foodie podcast, then it's sort of like a Philly podcast, and we move into the hardcore history, Carlin-esque phase. And then I like to end with a movie review. I love films.
Okay.
You guys watching good movies lately?
No, but I was actually thinking, in terms of, whenever I think about, like, comedy that's comedy and it's silly all throughout, I always think of The Airplane and Naked Guns. Those are my all-time favorites.
The remake and the
Still, were
making a new one.
A new one or reboot?
I don't know. I mean, the guy's dead, so I guess it's a reboot.
I guess so.
Yeah.
It's the Airplane cinematic universe. That's what we need.
R.I.P. OJ.
Bring up the movie.
But what's funny about those style movies, all jokes, not serious.
Yeah.
A good one in that. Do you remember a superhero movie? It was a 2009 Drake
that's
Bell.
When they're turning out all those like weird. Yeah.
It was done by the Naked Gun guys.
Was it?
And it's
Oh, really?
very, very funny.
Huh.
Okay.
Like
I'll give it a look on account of that.
it's well like this will be like an average gag. We'll be like, the Human Torch will be like, flame on, and then he becomes inflamed, and then he starts screaming, ah! And then a guy gets a bucket of water and splashes on it, and the flame gets bigger, and you look at the bucket, it says gasoline. But it's like that, like every minute of the movie, just gag.
Good stuff. All right. Go and watch superhero. What's it called? Superhero movie?
Superhero movie, it's good.
Superhero movie. All right. Should we bring over?
Oh,
Clear the
sure.
air. Why do you hate Jakey? Coward. Walking away. Walking away. I don't believe it.
No, I believe it.
Either.
Can you imagine if you saw your coworker doing a podcast in a park, how embarrassed it'd be for them? That but you guys aren't big film heads? You don't do films?
Watch the occasional film.
We're not big on it.
I'm trying to
No.
think of the last movie I saw.
More recently we watched, what's that fucking comedy?
Oh.
He's in the car, he's got the paint on the window, he's doing the face.
Oh.
Gotta make money
I
off
think
of
you
this.
should leave.
I think you should leave, good lord.
Oh, yeah.
It made me way more than halfway there, yeah.
That's like the sketch show.
Yeah. I love that
I
shit.
love that
TV
show.
program.
Yeah, when we were kids, we really loved What Is Kids We Know?
Oh, the best.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Do
That
you
guy's-
know how Trevor died? Do you know how he died?
Trevor
it's
does?
just an accident.
No, I don't
That's
know.
all I heard.
This is crazy. It was like during the pandemic, he fucking locked himself out of his house, his mansion, climbing his back deck to like maybe a little drunk,
Okay.
fucking fell, hit his head dead.
Huh.
Like he was like, let me get my, let me climb into the window and fucking, dead.
I just
that
assumed
fucking-
drugs.
Huh.
Yeah.
We got called.
man,
Somebody's
did you
been
ever
filming
watch
children at the park.
Did you ever watch Miss March?
No.
The movie they made? It was like after their last season of What Is Kids You Know, they spun it off into some movie.
Oh, is that
And
the one
I wanted
about
to
the,
like it so much, man.
The slavery movie or the cotton movie?
No, that's Civil War on Drugs.
Civil War on
Yeah,
Drugs.
that's good.
awesome.
That's
that shit
awesome. Yeah.
ruled.
This
Miss
is
March
actually
no
in the
good.
theaters.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. I wanted to like it. It was dumb.
Civil War on Drugs. That shit.
That was
awesome.
hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah.
The weed stuff.
Weed stuff.
I remember like watching that on YouTube and like not knowing what it was, but it was like summer break in high school, and you're like, "What is this?" And I think I watched it on the floor or something. You're in high school, and you just sit on the floor or something.
You guys didn't have chairs either, right?
Movie. I do Letterboxd. That's like an app where you like keep track of the movies you watch. I watched the old Mad Maxes this week, and
Okay.
I'm a big no new reboot, no new shit. So like they made all the new Mad Max movie. I'm like, I don't know. Went and watched Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
Favorite
There
Gibson.
you go. All right.
And those movies
Passion
are
of
a
the
treat.
Christ.
Passion of the
Very good.
Christ. Before all that, he was this little boy called Mad Max. And Mad Max it's awesome. It's a post-apocalyptic. Well,
Familiar with the concept too.
but like like that didn't exist before. Like the aesthetic that we associate with like the leather
it's
and
pretty
the
post-apocalyptic.
and like the style of like the Fallout games, that was Mad Max first. Mad Max came up with that shit.
Okay.
And it's basically like, imagine the apocalypse happens and then just a bunch of like non-binary people inherit the world.
Yeah. What do you see the
And they
new one,
form
I guess,
biker gangs.
Or new whatever?
No, I would. I heard it's good.
Okay.
But man, the Mel Gibson ones, 1, bad. Skip 1.
Okay.
Too boring. Low
Okay.
budget. 2, awesome. Road Warrior, fun.
Just a fun time.
And it like kind of takes everything from the first movie, and it's like he has a little bit more of a budget. He like ups it.
Cranks it.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and it's all about like the weird cars they drive, and like they're road warriors.
Oh,
They live on
like
the
name.
road.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
Okay.
it.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the third one, the best of the original trilogy, in my opinion, Beyond the Thunderdome.
Call him the Trilly?
The trilogy.
Oh, I thought
That
Trilly.
I didn't say it
But
again, it's true.
Beyond the Thunderdome, just fun. It's just
Okay.
fun. It's like he finds this town in the apocalypse where it's like peaceful, but only because they have a Thunderdome where they fight. And they go, 1 man, 2 men enter, 1 man leave,
Yeah.
2 men enter, 1 man leave.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's a fun time. All right.
We want to know the best part about it is they all take place in Australia, and Mel Gibson he calls it it's the apocalypse.
Yeah.
It's the apocalypse.
So he does an accent?
Yeah, I think he is Australian.
Is he Australian?
Is he?
I don't know.
Might be an actor.
Bring us some of his fun clips.
It's actually playing right now. We stopped.
Would you be in favor of a purge type society? You know, you have like a night,
Jake could be such a coward.
Oh, I'd be raping. No,
wrong night and everything.
kidding. No, I'd stand and hide. I wouldn't.
I'd read the Bible.
You guys are so easy to make laugh. You guys are fucked up. Oh man, but I mean, guys, what else is? go follow the Gibsons on Instagram. Let's wrap
Lord.
this up,
Wrap it
boys.
up.
Let's
Yeah.
go do comedy for the night. Let's go to hang.
good
Let's
luck
go to
at
Raven
Ravens.
Lounge. I'm gonna go buy some joints from South Street. I'm gonna change my shirt.
Okay.
Um,
You are changing it.
Guys,
And do a classy handshake.
oh yeah.
Good luck at
No kiss on lips.
Thanks, boys.
Ravens.
Oh, give your names and your Instagrams.
Oh.
If anyone's
I'm
listening.
Charles Gibson.
This is Chuck Rooney.
Charlie.
And I'm Charlie.
That's Campbell.
Yeah.
Chuckmate at Chuckmate.
At Chuckmate.
Camp Gib.
Brotherly
Ah,
comedy, right?
Brotherly
You're still
comedy.
doing that?
We'll do a second one at some point.
Rock and roll, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you for coming. Yeah, we'll have you
thanks
on
for
again.
having us, man.
This has been Jakey's Pod.